Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It, our monthly podcast in which we discuss various aspects of online education. My name is Mary, and I'm not here tonight as usual. I have my partner in crime, Anita. Welcome.
Thank you.
So the discussion will be between the two of us. How are you?
I'm good.
How are you? I'm excellent, actually. It's been a busy day at work, but every time we sit in these chairs and we're ready to
Now we can talk about how busy it was.
Yeah. Okay. And we have a very interesting topic for tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Graduation. And one of the reasons why we opted for this topic is because somehow the summer usually implies the end of the school year, and many of our students are finalizing their high school, they're graduating, they're moving on to higher education. There's a lot of things going on, and we wanted to start talking about this because it's really important, not just for students but also for their parents, and it's pretty much considering their future. And also many people who are enrolling in an online school, American online school, they're not really familiar with our educational system. So let's start from what we say graduation requirements. Like, what are graduation requirements, and what are specific requirements that we impose in our online school?
Let's just keep it very plain and simple from the beginning. They need to finish the 12th grade for starters. Basically, what this means is a minimum of 22 credits in total. Now, we have students coming from 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and completing not the whole way through. So not the whole high school, 9th to 12th grade with us, but from previous schools. So like we reassure the parents and students when they are enrolling with us during consultations, we do say, look, we do recognize other credits, and we do analyze that, and we do get those statistics and kind of calculate how many credits are remaining. So I think the main thing is that in total with our diploma and their previous school transcripts and subjects, that they have a total of 22 credits. Yeah.
And I've been talking with some of our other consultants. They what we usually say, 22 credit points is a minimum required by our program, by our curriculum.
That's
but
correct.
what we are saying to our students is that they should aim for 24.
Yes.
And something like you should have like 6 credit points in each high school grade.
It just makes it a lot easier because
for us and for them.
mainly for them,
of course. But it's easier for the calculation, and you're never in doubt if you need this. It's always uncomfortable when you start, for example, your semester B of 12th grade, and you realize that you're missing like one credit point, and you have to hold the whole subject that should last an entire year, and you should somehow finalize it in that half-year period. So, but we will go to that moment. Since we started with the number of points, can you please tell us how students acquire those points? Like, how do they get these points?
Okay, very simple. It's like a game show. Basically, each student, and not just high school, like literally from K to 12, they all follow that set curriculum, which is a minimum of they have their 4 core subjects, and each core subject has a weighing of 1 full credit. So that's automatically for that year, 4 credits, they're fine. They don't have to think about that. What we recommend is each semester is that they choose 2 electives, because electives, depending on if they last 1 semester or 2 semesters, so if it's 1 semester, it's half a credit. If it goes for 2 semesters, it's a whole credit. So if they, for example, choose a language elective, that obviously goes for 2 semesters, that's 1 credit they have. I apologize for everyone watching. It feels like a math lesson. Let's count them. And then they can choose to do maybe alongside that different elective subject that goes for half a 1 semester, so half a school year, and then they have that half credit for the first one, and then in the second one they can choose something different. So it's good in the sense that they can choose all these different elective subjects to do, but main thing is that they have at the end of each year like a total of 6.
Total of
it
6,
just makes it easier to calculate at the end.
Yeah, and when we have, and you mentioned it yourself, sometimes we have students who are not with us for the entire high school from grade 9. It's actually easier for us if you're with us through the entire high school, because our tutors and teachers monitor your progress or the progress of a student, and they make sure the student is good with credit points. And even if sometimes students forget to choose their electives, our teachers are there and, you know, notifying them. And I mean, we even had situations when some students slipped and he didn't follow any elective subject, or he needed like a half a point, but we managed to do it on time, you know, and we managed to secure his graduation and to ensure that he will be able to graduate at the end of the 12th grade. But if they're as you mentioned, come to our school from, let's say, grade 9, 10, 11, and we will recognize the credit points. But even if they didn't have credit points, like how that functions, can we explain? Because a lot of parents are asking, like, but we didn't have credits back in our previous school.
Well, that's why it is so important. That's why we ask, even if, for example, they are enrolling into the 11th grade with us. That's why we need to ask for 9th, 10th, 9th and 10th, sorry, if they're enrolling for 11th. Now I need the math lesson.
Bo, come here. Bo. Boys are math tutor.
That's why we ask for the previous all high school years, so 9th and 10th, just so that we can see all the subjects that they've completed, and basically calculate them and kind of reference them so that to see that they are on par with ours. Of course, they'll everywhere in the world. They do science subjects, they do social studies, they do those core subjects, mathematics. It's like I missed that one. So then we can calculate from that. So, okay, they've completed mathematics in 9th grade, 10th grade, that's already 2 credits, and so forth. They also have like additional subjects in other countries, other school systems, where they maybe do like 12 subjects, but 12 subjects, I mean, like for half a year, they're doing like one subject and then the other half they're doing another one. So again, like it's how long it goes for. That's how we can calculate whether it's half a credit, a full credit, and so on. Yeah,
so we have the whole system, and basically our academic board is comparing the two systems, and we are making sure that all students, when they start their grade with us, even if they weren't enrolled in our high school from the beginning, they're on track with the credit points. Well, that's actually really good.
It is, because we ask that just to see if they are eligible to join us, and then just continue from there. And we do also say when they do apply for colleges and whatnot, not only are they showing our transcripts, but also the previous ones, just so they can see, okay, we have a total of these many credits from this school and this school together. The main thing is that both schools are accredited systems, so
of course, and they're recognized.
Exactly.
Well, that's pretty much it. I would like to invite, I see a lot of people are watching us now. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section. Actually, first of all, thank you for watching us. So we are open for any questions. Comment section is on your screen. Ask anything you want to know. We would appreciate if it's related to the topic, but if it's not, you can also ask. We will try to answer your question, or just stop by to say hi, say where you're watching us from, or anything. And of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, share this with somebody who might find it useful, or with some family or some high schooler who is planning on enrolling in an online school. Maybe they will find useful all this information that we are going to talk about. Okay, and that's why actually when we say when we speak about our curriculum and program, and we say yes, students have 4 core subjects, but they also have to choose between 2 and 4 elective subjects, and we speak about those elective subjects like they are electives, like they're not mandatory, but they are mandatory because you need credit points.
They're elective in the sense that they get to choose. Like we say, okay, you have to do this one, this one, this one. The 4 core subjects you have to do, unfortunately. We say you have to do a minimum of 2 or 4 electives per year. And we get questions like, what if we want to do 10? You can do all 20 if you
We have them a
But
lot. You know,
yeah.
yeah. We have students who are kind of overachievers, if I can say so, and they are usually, oh, I would like to take more than 2 or more than 4, and we're like,
Go
be
crazy.
free. Yeah, feel free to take any
Yeah.
of them as long as you're able to finalize them, because we don't want you to feel overburdened with the material and do what's necessary for starters, and then, as you said, go crazy with the rest of them. But one important thing to mention is also that you can switch from one elective to another. We realize that these electives are can be tricky, and students may think that they like some area, and when they start learning, they realize that they don't really like it. So it's totally okay. You can ask your assigned tutor. They will change your elective and everything, and so on. Oh, we have questions from Mariela Vargas. She says, hello, I hope you both are doing well. Is there any way for the students to check how many credits they have currently in order to maintain those complete 22 to 24 credits?
Currently in their previous
Yeah, well,
school, I
believe...
assume.
I'm not sure if Mariela has children in our school.
Actually, I think Mariela is. Yes.
Is a parent of our student.
I think yes.
Yeah, so then we basically can calculate, because if the student is enrolled in our
absolutely,
school,
and you can always
as the assigned
refer to
tutor,
your
of course.
assigned tutor or your consultant, which I think I am.
Oh, really?
That's why I recognize the name.
Yeah.
And then we can always, of
Check.
course, calculate what you have now. And then, I mean, we always recommend that as well for high schoolers. And that's why we have our colleague, Alexandra, as well, who does these meetings just so that we can sit down and gather all, like, I don't want to say statistics, but, like, all of your credits, your progress, everything, and see what else is needed. And I'm just bumping everything now. what else is needed?
You went crazy there.
Going crazy. And what we need to do to proceed with, like, finalizing enrollment, not enrollment, graduation and all of that.
Well, yes. So Mariela, just write to Anita or to your assigned tutor, and they will explain and they will calculate the credit points for your child who is enrolled in our school. If the child is not enrolled in our school but you're planning, well, we need to see the previous educational transcript. And once you get in touch with our academic consultant and you give us back the academic transcript, our academic board will review it and of course give you the information of how many credits will recognize. In 99% of the time we recognize all credits, because honestly we didn't have educational system that is so far behind that we cannot recognize their credit point, that we cannot recognize their curriculum and just assign a credit point for a specific student. We have Amal Chetty says, great question. Yes, it is a great question. Thank you, Mariela, for asking it. And Mariela says, okay, perfect, thank you. So okay, we've gone to our first question. Keep them coming, people. It's more interesting when you're asking us questions rather than when we are just
blabbering on
something that we're talking about every day, all the time.
Exactly.
So, but it's okay. We love it.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. So this is just one of the things that I wanted to clarify, because sometimes people are like, can I skip math, or can I skip this, or do I really have to do electives? Yeah, in high school you really have to, but you have a choice of what you can do. And we have one of our favorite parents here.
Hira!
Yeah. Hello, Hira. He says, hello to both of you. Without wanting to overcomplicate things, is credit counting relevant? Applies to lower grades. Best Hira. Yeah, we do have credits in lower grades as well, because the whole American system is basically based on these credit points. System, yeah. But in elementary, middle school, credit points are not that much necessary. You don't need a certain amount of credit points to be eligible to finalize elementary school or middle school. They're just there, and students do have them on their transcripts in case some other school wants them. But they are not necessary. That is why in elementary school, even though our program consists of 4 core subjects, and even in elementary school, first and second grade, 2 elective subjects, we sometimes allow students to skip those electives in case parents
think it's
that
too much for them.
It's too much, yeah. I mean, we are talking about kids who are 6 and...
But even though, I'm sorry, we're going off tangent. We are talking about graduation, but I don't know if you've noticed as well, like with elementary, they're so excited for electives. Like, we want to do the autographs and we want to do scratch coding. And
we have more questions. Okay, people took me serious. So we have Sylvia Mata says, hello, is there an online graduation ceremony? Sylvia, that is something that we were planning on discussing at the end of this podcast, but will you do the talking or should I tell?
Well, we are hoping to have like a graduation ceremony online, of course. We would love to have really like a physical one, but I mean, we have people from all over the world, so flights would be expensive. But we are looking to basically have 2 graduation ceremonies per year, and it would be divided, say for example, the group that have, I would say, completed in the second half of the year, they would be then doing like a graduation. I think it was like that, either at the end of that year or the first half, then they do it like in the middle of the year.
Basically 2 graduation ceremonies. What is the problem here? Well, obviously the fact that we are not in one place, and I mean we are in one place, but our students are all over the world. Our students from all parts of the world, and they're having individual programs. Not all students graduate at the same time. We have majority of the students who will graduate now in June, July, or maybe August, but they're not graduating at the same time. So it's kind of at this moment we don't have a graduation ceremony because it's not possible. But what we are planning to do in future, what Anita mentioned, is that maybe somehow we can organize something, twice a year, even though you graduate like 2 or 3 months ago, but you can come to the graduation ceremony, maybe meet some of the students, meet your teachers and everything.
It's like an alumni.
But it's too big. It's just an idea now, and we are looking for ways to make it come true. But we will see. We have quite a party here in the comment section, so we have more questions.
We have a little graduation party there.
Okay, so Mariella asks one more question. How do students receive the diploma after finishing their last year?
Oh, very easily.
Our favorite question.
So, of course, your consultant I will send it to you, Mariella. Digital version, and we also post the physical as well. So you have both hard and soft copy.
Yeah, you will have digital copy within 7 days. That's how much our administration office needs to,
gather
all the details, and that we can prepare the educational transcript and a diploma, which is like a fancy paper that says that you graduated from education.
We should have done like a sample just to show.
Maybe we can show it. Yeah, and you receive this digital copy within 7 days from the end of the program and graduation, and we will also, as Anita said, I want to say mailed you the physical copy that will arrive to your home address. It will depend on where you live, and also about the international mail service, but we try to do it as fast as possible. So, but you need to take into consideration that you cannot get it like in a week from when the student ends the grade, but some period like a month maybe will be like something more optimal. We have more. Hi, if a student takes AP classes, does it give you extra credits?
Yes.
Sorry, it says Scrooge McBuck.
Absolutely. So AP courses they can be separate, which I think most of our students who choose AP courses are separate courses alongside the core and electives. You can substitute them for electives because each AP holds 1 full credit also, because it goes for the 2 years. Now, the thing with AP credits is, depending on universities around the world, and because we have international students, we have an American diploma. Our whole curriculum is K-12. It's an American curriculum. Universities from all different types of countries around the world do accept that. Some of them, however, need a certain amount of AP credits. Now, this is something I always get asked as well, like during consultations, and I think it's very important that the families that are inquiring about this just double, triple, quadruple checks with the university what the what they require upon enrollment. So, like prerequisites such as AP courses alongside an American diploma, if they need to sit a separate test, SAT, ACTs, all of that, depending on what course as well they want to enroll into. So always double check that, and then that way it will make it easier for us to kind of spread out. If you need to do 4 AP courses, like we can spread it out within 2 years, within 4 years, however many courses you can take on in one semester or 1 year. So yeah.
Yes, because people are kind of, we'll stick to this AP courses subject because it's something that we also wanted to discuss. AP courses, we do offer some AP courses. These are advanced placement courses that are additional program. They're not like a standard program. And in the US, students take AP courses and do the AP exam upon finishing the, or they do not have to take the AP course. They can just do the exam if they think that they're ready. And these AP courses mean a lot in the US and on the US colleges, because some colleges on some colleges you can't even apply if you don't have AP score. But for other universities around the world, as you mentioned, they don't want your AP score just by listening or following AP subjects, AP courses, and getting that AP credit will be enough. Exactly. This is like the good part.
It has a lot of weighting in it. So it's always a good idea if, for example, it does become overwhelming, then we can lighten the load. Like, say, for example, someone wants to do in the 9th grade, and AP courses are available from 9th to 12th grade. So it's not just in your final year, it's throughout your high school years. For example, they want to do 3 AP courses in 1 year, and then it becomes too much for them. We can say, okay, let's try doing 2 or doing 1, and just kind of make it easier for them so they are not overwhelmed, because it's basically on par with like the honors courses, because it is a lot of content, but at the end of the day, some universities for specific degrees, they ask for that. So it's good that we have that under our belts, and we can offer this to our students to help them, rather than them going elsewhere and on figuring it out
on different platforms or different institutions and everything. I see now that these AP courses should probably be maybe a separate topic, but we will continue. We have a lot of questions you wouldn't believe. So okay, let me just see where were I? Okay, so here says perfect, makes sense, much obliged. We have Kylie Casa. She or he says
Kylie. Yes,
okay, Kylie, yeah. Then a student graduates from any grade. Do they get their class certificate automatically, or should I request it? Will graduate from any grade. Basically, she means probably means
transcript. Yes. You get it automatically. You should get it.
So in case you didn't got it, and if your child finalized the grade, just ask your assigned tutor. It's probably somewhere stuck, maybe in the emails, maybe some problem like the something like that.
Bouncing
but we can send it immediately to you. You don't have to wait. So after every grade, they receive academic transcript. So we have Amal asking the again question. She says, "Dears, as you know, university registrations start sometime in March. Will you provide an expected graduation document accepted by unis to allow the kids to secure a seat even if 12th grade not yet finished?"
So like a letter of recommendation with...
basically. But we also do their progression report.
Progress reports, exactly. So we do them, especially for the high school students, 11th and 12th grade, when they are pre-enrolling and already sending out their applications. We, of course, after each semester. So it's like a half-yearly and yearly report where we send through the progress report that you can send off to the universities, colleges, wherever they are asking. With that, we can also provide a verification of enrollment, as well as like based on your progress, like a confirmation letter with an anticipated graduation date. So when you will finalize your whole high school program, and then we can just put that in writing from the school's behalf and send it through to you, so you can follow that with your...
And we had students from whom we done this before, and they have actually successfully enrolled to their favorite and desired universities. So you can ask that in advance, of course, and but just taking into consideration, we cannot, because we also had these situations where parents asked for a high school diploma, and we couldn't issue a high school diploma because the student didn't really finish the program yet, so it's not possible. And just the fact that we are a private school doesn't mean that we can break some rules. We can't. We have to wait for for a student to graduate, to officially finish the grade and have all these requirements fulfilled before we are able to issue any document of grade completed. So let's move on. We have more questions. James Richard says, hi, James here. If I have AP course, but I can only write my AP tests next year, March, will those scores delay my graduation, or will I graduate when I'm done?
Oh, you'll still graduate, of course, because the exam is done separately to us. And that's as well something that we need to emphasize.
Yeah, to clarify.
Exactly, is that from your doing the AP subject with us, that's fine. You'll finish on time with your other subjects and you'll graduate, and all that's fine. Again, with different universities around the world, if they need to wait for the AP exam result, then that could possibly delay entry into that university. But that's really from their point. From our point, you graduate once all your subjects are completed. We offer all the certificates and all the documents. So once you complete your 22 or 24 credits, you're free to go. You're free to live your life. But yeah, so and if you have to wait till March, May, then the following year,
because the AP course, I think that the AP exam is also once a year, May, or he said March, but I think May is it. And May. Now they allow to do AP exams online as well. But as Anita mentioned, it's something that's not related to schools. As a school, I think that we should send. I'm not sure about the procedure. We can, of course, we have colleagues who are dealing with that, and as a school, we send some recommendation that the student has followed the AP course, or we send them as our student. We need to send their ID or something like that to maybe help them with the registration for the exam. But the exams are done completely outside of the school, because AP classes, AP courses, call them whatever you want, are not something that is created by schools. They're created by College Board, and everything is under their how can I say under their hand. It's up to them to organize it and to make everything work.
We finalized everything regarding the high school diploma, so your schooling with us is guaranteed. So
that's the only thing that we can guarantee. Okay, and he also asks, and what will the impact be if I swept my core courses like AP courses? Hope everything is going well, and thanks for all your hard work. Oh, but Anita already answered that. You can basically swap AP courses for core subjects. You need to have core subjects in order to graduate, because AP courses are just advanced placement program, and advanced program that gives you some they're actually courses created by the College Board, and they show that the material is much more complicated, like the ones you would follow in a college or at a university, so it's not the same as a high school program. It's much serious, intense. That's the right word. So okay, we have more. we shouldn't prepare. We actually shouldn't come prepared for this.
We should just do like a questionnaire, sit here and go.
But I love this. Sylvia asks, after receiving the diploma, is the student ready to apply to American universities, or is there another paperwork needed before?
Again, that is something that would recommend double checking with the colleges, universities, just to see what their prerequisites are upon the college intake. When we issued the high school diploma, again, it depends from them. Like from looking at a high school diploma perspective, that's it. You don't need anything else. We give the diploma and we give the transcript. That's basically all you need as like a confirmation of what subjects you studied, your grades, etc., etc. If there is something that the college or university, maybe, I mean, college and university is the same thing, but if there's something that the college requires from the school's administration, then of course we will be more than happy to provide whatever documentation, letters, confirmation they're asking for. So yeah.
Okay, great. Because that leads us to another question. And actually, these are all good questions because they cover everything that we wanted to talk about. So, Andalib says, does an online school give out certificates needed for legal documents, specifically for non-Americans, example, passport? This was not the question I was referring to, but never mind, we will answer this. I don't think we can assist you with visas, passports.
With visas, passports, no. What our documents are confirmation that you are enrolled and registered in an American school, an online school. That verification of enrollment, when we do provide it, it states all the schools, registrations, approvals, all of that. So all the confirmation that you are registered and enrolled as a student in Education Worldwide, which is an American school, that's all that we can provide. Anything to do with visas, we don't handle visas.
And we can't basically help because the school is online. We don't require our students to come to the US. We had these questions before. Unfortunately, at this moment, a school doesn't really affect in any way getting your visa or getting a passport or anything. That's something that has to be done differently. But as Anita mentioned, if any of the document that will verify your enrollment in our online school can help you with anything, we will be more than happy to provide it and to assist in any matter. So that goes for that question. Scrooge McBuck says, thank you. Amal Chetty says, thank you very much. Thank you all guys for asking these questions. And if you have more questions, feel free to ask them because as we said, we love these podcasts. They're live and they bring in dynamic. And I can only remember at the beginning when we had the podcast in the beginning when nobody asked any question.
It was really weird. Just in the background.
Just us talking. And with these questions, it's much more fun because we can, you can ask questions that's specific for your child or your situation, and that's what we're all about. Just trying to accommodate every single student to the very very points, and very very details. Exactly. So, okay, but we have more questions. Sylvia Mata asks, do you have any guides for students to help them apply to universities?
Oh, yes. This is what we were talking about before. So, are we ready to...
Drum roll.
Speak about this new...
But don't do that.
Sorry if I busted
it's
anyone's
hard for
ears. Okay, I'll just do a little drum roll. Basically, what our tutors have... Sorry, our producer's looking at me like, stop banging on the table. Sorry. We have, our tutors and our counselors have formulated like a quiz. So it's like a help to like career pathways. Basically, it's like a questionnaire. It's not like you're going to be graded on this, but it's just something that will help, and it's based on like a series of psychological questions where you're given scenarios, certain questions, and based on your answers, it calculates like different pathways that could be a possibility. So something maybe in, I don't know, like marketing or if, I don't know,
Yeah,
IT.
well, yeah, that's something that we're planning to do. But we do have advisories, so to say, for our students even now.
Yes.
Our colleague Alexandra is doing that. So if you're Education Worldwide high school student, and let's say, I actually asked Alexandra before this podcast, and she said that the perfect timing would be like something like the end of the 10th grade or the beginning of 11th grade. That will be your perfect time for students to start being interested in their college and everything. So calculating your credit points, sharing with her your potential desired university, because as we mentioned, every university and every college has their different pre-requirements or requirements for the enrollment. The high school diploma is not the only thing that is going to get you in. You have to do some other things, and just being careful. And maybe it turns out that your future college or university wants you to take a certain elective or wants you to take KP courses. So just being on time, for example, 10th or 11th grade, it would be great. But you can schedule a consultation with Alexandra, and she will help you. She will guide you throughout the whole process. She will help you even with the college application. That's one thing. And as Anita mentioned, this is something entirely new with this quiz. We're so excited. We can't wait. I think the half of our office is keen to try.
But also
the quiz.
Even if like you're not sure and you can't get a consultation meeting with Alexandra, sorry, I'm used to calling her Alex.
We can call her Alex. I think that her students also know her as Alex. So.
Each student has an assigned tutor, and that's their mentor. So even like they can always schedule a consultation or use up their individual classes to sit down with their mentor and talk about it. Say, this is what I like. Like, what do you think? And that's something we also encourage.
The whole team in Education Worldwide is pretty much dedicated to students, and they can ask, starting from, the first point of contact will definitely be an assigned tutor, and later on they will appoint you to Alex, because she's much more involved with the procedures and, like the procedures in different countries, actually. And as a cherry on top of the cake, we just recently, actually this is fresh news from yesterday, that we are going to have this like professional orientation quiz, and also like a consultation with students in 12th grade to help them just discover their future path if they're not sure, so they can work with our counselors on that as well. But as I said, this area with the quiz and everything, it's entirely new, and we don't have much details, but we'll make sure to bring in one of the future podcasts. That's good. I said future because it's nearly end of the day, and it was hot day, so brain is starting to, I don't know what I'm talking. Future podcast, maybe to bring somebody who will talk more about this topic, because and I'm really happy that I see that so many of you are interested in this topic. So we got it right this time. Well, Sylvia, I hope this answers your questions. But for any questions regarding university application, of course, our school team is entirely at your disposal. You can contact us and do a consultation with tutors or a consultant or any other team member that is involved in this. We will gladly help you. And we have more questions for Mariela. She says, hi, one more question. Do you provide practice tests for ACT and SAT for the students to practice those tests? It's yours. The mic is yours.
Testing. That, again, is something we are working on introducing as well. We have had a few questions. So, again, we are trying to gather to see how many people, students, more importantly, students are interested in that, and see how we can maybe do, not as a subject to put pressure, but maybe do as like an extracurricular or an outside of like class activity where we can get our high schoolers together, sit down with our senior tutors and whatnot, and go through like what they feel are their strengths and weaknesses, and go through like past exams and just help them in like a mentoring session. So that again is something that is in the works.
But it's a big deal. Yeah. It's not like something that you can do in a couple of months. We put a lot of effort to it. That's why it lasts so long. So It's in the making.
It's in the making.
Well, let's hope that we will have it soon, because SAT and ACTs are required for the U.S. colleges, and we have some students who are planning to continue to the U.S. colleges and universities, so they will need it for sure. But as Anita says, we're working on it, and hopefully sometime soon we can come up with the information that we finally have it, and that students can participate in these preparations. And we have Amal Chatti says, can't wait for the new quiz for our kids. Thanks so much, Anita. I'm sure it will definitely help Liberty to select her path. Yeah,
I
we
know
hope
Amal's
that
my
too.
family.
Really?
Mel and Liberty,
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm glad you have your parents watching our
I
podcast.
know everyone there. That's 90%.
Okay. So maybe you should have the laptop in front of you, but it will be like,
Give me-
oh.
No, I like it to be a surprise when you say we have.
Surprising. Okay, thank you very much for all these questions. These were pretty much the topics that we wanted to discuss as well. I'm just going to see. I think that we said pretty much everything. So we talked about credit points that are really important. We mentioned AP classes. If you have a doubt about AP classes, like book a consultation with our consultant. They will explain everything to you, because many parents are asking us, oh, I want my child to take AP classes, AP course. How many of them we should take? Like literally the number of classes and AP classes or AP courses, and what AP classes or AP courses will your child take depends solely from the higher education path that they want to take. So if, for example, they want to, I think I recently explained to one of the parents, because they asked me the same question. So if a child wants to study biology, they don't really need an AP from English, right? AP in English. Or if they want to take English, for example, study English language and literature, they don't need math AP. They definitely don't need it. So why would they take super advanced, super hard course and later maybe even have to do an exam if they don't have to do it? So it depends from what students planning to
Again,
study.
if they're unsure, they can always speak to their assigned tutor. Now this new quiz that we are having, and then based on that, like, I mean, we're not just going to give you like your quiz results and be like, okay, your future is in medicine. Like it's a suggestion. And then of course, after that, you consult with us and see like maybe what are possibilities. And that's
yeah, we will even try to recommend some decent study programs that are in your country or whatever you want to study that are in line with the results from the test, and of course with the desire of a child. So even I think that one of the things that parents are not sure about is that they can ask us anytime anything. So regardless of the package you have, and even if your child is not in package 2 where you have individual classes, you still can book a consultation with an assigned tutor. So anything regarding your child's education, or if your child has some questions, I mean, high schoolers are a little bit more independent, so they don't ask parents to book meetings with their tutors or anything. They do it by themselves. Like, feel free to book a short consultation with your assigned tutor. Ask them anything you want to know. If they can help, they will do it. If they cannot help, they will just recommend anybody else, somebody else from the team.
Pass you on to us or someone. I mean,
somebody.
no,
we don't leave behind.
Yes.
Nobody. So
we're all there, like collectively, to help. So if someone is unsure and can't answer that, then of course that's when someone else will jump in. So don't feel like there's. You'll be left alone there.
Just be free to send an email and to book a consultation, and we will see where it will take us and how we can help you. Okay, so Scrooge McBuck asks, actually, can a 10th grader take the pathway quiz for them to choose their pathway before starting 11th grade?
Absolutely.
Are you sure?
Well,
if Catherine kills us after this.
I think she's going to kill me tomorrow.
She said only 12th grade students. Sorry, we will have to check this, because as I mentioned, this is pretty much fresh information. We didn't get all the details. What we got as an information before this podcast is that it's going to be only for 12th grade students, but I'm pretty sure we will find some loophole, and we will allow students in earlier grades to do that as well.
We'll disguise
but
you as a 12th grade student and
don't take her word
send you
for
to
it.
Catherine. She'll kill me later.
Don't take her word for it at this moment. She will invite you to do those quizzes probably. Okay, so let me see if we covered everything. I think we've talked, as I mentioned, about the program, AP classes and courses, how they're calculating graduation in colleges. We have maybe more than a year ago, we did a podcast where we talked about the recognition of our diploma. That's another question that keeps popping up. We will do this shortly right now. The high school diploma is recognized and accredited. Each country can ask for additional documents that verify the diploma and their accreditability or whatever. We can formulate that. In that case, we can issue an apostille certificate. Mm-hmm. And again, the procedure can be explained to you in the consultation. We don't want to just overwhelm this podcast with so many information about paperwork and everything that can be done. But there's not a reason why our high school diploma wouldn't be recognized, because we are accredited and recognized school, and more importantly, written in the Florida Board of Education. So everything is regular. More questions. So we have James Richards says, James again, sorry, this is a reply on your reply. I was able to have one core course and swept my other core courses like math for AP Computer Science and the social studies, one with AP Psychology. Okay. P2, what will the impact of that be? Well, James, I'm not sure how this happened. Even if it happened, I'm sure that our academic board has reviewed your individual case and they have the reason why they have done it and they allowed it. But I recommend that you probably talk with your consultant, or even better, your assigned tutor who will be able to explain to you how this happened and what happened. So at this moment, we can't answer your questions directly because we're not familiar with this situation. But yeah, book a meeting with your assigned tutor or a consultant, and they can help you out for sure. But don't worry, you won't lose anything. So it's not a bad thing if you had AP course.
Of course.
So it's always a good thing. Okay, Anita, do you have anything to add on this topic?
I think I did, but the questions came in and it just...
You wanted to say something?
I wanted to say something and then I ended up answering something. Yeah. I will just leave it at this. I would definitely recommend reaching out to your assigned tutor, your assigned consultant, and just getting advice on what the best pathway to take is. As well, please, if you can... If you are a 12th grade student and you are applying to certain universities, just double check what their prerequisites are, just so that we can help and prepare you for that transition to your college course. Everything that we can provide from our end, just so that you're prepared and nothing's missing, like, okay, I didn't do this or I need to do that. So just so that we can get everything on time and not delay anything else.
So, okay, and let me just add to that, because I said the best time would be 10th or 11th grade, but if you're already in 12th grade and you didn't have this consultation, didn't think about it, doesn't mean that you are late. You can always reach out to us and we can see what we can do about it. But some of our students are doing even they're exploring their opportunities in colleges and universities with their families. They don't rely on school that much. And sometimes in the process, maybe they reach out to us and ask about this or that. So so that is fine as well. I mean, you are not obliged to do this, but if you want to, we just wanted to let you know that you can always count.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll let you go. Sorry, I'm taking the words.
No, jump in, please. It's much more fun to talk in duet. I hope they can hear us. Yeah, maybe we should sing.
I don't think we should. I think we've tortured them enough with my banging and drum rolls.
Okay, but yeah. So no more banging on the table. Okay, so Scrooge McBuck says thanks. Mariela Vargas says thank you both so much for your time. Francisco Leone says thank you ladies for all this information. We're very excited about enrolling. We are too. Thank you for watching and listening to us. And I think we have come to an end of this podcast. But if there's any questions that you wanted to ask, you can do it now in these 30 seconds, or you can send us an email to admissions@eduwww.net or info@eduwww.net, or you can ask a question on our Facebook account, Instagram account, whatever you want to reach us. Reach out to us. We will be there to answer and reply. And of course, if you're already enrolled, your assigned tutors, or assigned consultants are your points of contact. So don't be shy, ask anything. Amal Chetty says, thank you very much for your time and all the info. You're all doing a fantastic job. Thank you. Okay, once again, subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we will be here the next month as well with another interesting topic. And like, share, subscribe, send this to somebody who maybe plans on enrolling their child to an online school, because we're really trying that through this podcast we answer all the questions that you might be interested in. And yeah, that's it. So, okay. Thank you. Thank you for watching us, and see you next time. Bye.